did you think COVID was a big deal as far as the way the media put it? Did you think it was a real thing? Did you think that the number
absolutely.
of death cases were to what they said?
My thing is this: I'm not trained to listen to the media. I hear it in passing, so I go on social media, I'll see like a news clip, and I'll be like, okay, let me go do my own research, because I was taught that in college. Do your own research. Don't take what you hear and just take it as, truth. Do your own research. And so I will look up, like all the records and stuff, and yeah, it was true. Like the cases of COVID were high. The death rates were most definitely high, most prominently in New York. But that's the media's job, to cause mass hysteria, because you have to think about it. The media is on TV, and in order to be on TV, you got to have viewership, or you have no program to have on TV. So they have to cause mass hysteria to where now they have people tuned in to see what is the next big update. So they want people to think vaccines are working, to get more people to get the vaccine. So of course now they're saying, oh, cases are, getting lower and lower, but Texas is already easing up on restrictions. What's this, March? So they were easing up on restrictions back in January, December. So they're just saying now that the cases are going lower because they want more and more people to get the vaccine. You see that now I shared a post on Instagram about how Krispy Kreme wants people to go get a vaccine and get a free donut.
And
I don't know if that's enough for you to be enticed to go get a vaccine, but it's not for me. And then they're getting sports players like LeBron James to say, hey,
endorse it and to advertise
go get the vaccine, because, you have a lot of influence on people. If you get the vaccine, they'll get the vaccine. And I'm glad LeBron James said no. Recently, Michelle Obama, she got the vaccine on camera. I'm like, for all we know, they could have just put the needle to her arm. We don't know if she was actually stuck with the vaccine.
Like a prop. Hollywood prop.
Using all these, social media influences and celebrities to make people get the vaccine. I don't care if... Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
But it raises our antennas for sure, huh? So my next question, this is outside of COVID, but it's another...
But wait, before you get to that, I want to talk about how that's this vaccine is another form of conditioning too. Just like what Amazon has just unveiled with the palm reading, with the credit cards. They're conditioning people ultimately for the chip. That's just my opinion.
I love it. And that's probably something we'll get into a little later on. But the next subject I want to talk about might be a little touchy, but I need it real, bro, because it's real. This is what real life, this is what we're going through. Despite of what we believe or what we don't believe or what, we're all affected by something one way or another, right? Because we're all neighbors to one another.
Yeah.
So it's, what's your thoughts on social justice? And more on... The first subject I want to touch on about it is, do you believe we need more advocates to speak about?
No.
No? Okay, so let's touch on that. Do we need more advocates?
No. They have done nothing. Black Lives Matter. Stuff is still happening. They're not doing anything. Let me tell you, because I know a little bit more about the subject. There's a lot of BLM advocates. Okay, let's talk about the organization first. So
I don't think the viewers are ready for the real organization, because there's an actual entity.
Where's the money going? That's the big question. Where is the money going?
It's not only a movement. I don't mean to cut you off. It's not only a movement, but it's an actual entity, right? It's like a business organization.
It's beyond GoFundMe. It's an actual organization where they have a website set up where you can go there and donate. Every time a police officer shoots in a black person, here comes Black Lives Matter to the rescue, or, to set up shop and, protest. They get all this money funneled in. They're spending all this money on hotels, because they're not, sleeping on the street. Some of them don't get arrested. Some of them have to sleep in hotels. So they have all this money that's supposed to be going to the family. And I think recently, I want to say Tamir Rice's father asked for, I think, $24 million, because when they were out there protesting for that cause, They didn't get anything from that. Why is it all going to Black Lives Matter organization? It's supposed to be going to
Victims.
the victim and that family. And so, where's the money going? And then you have to think about, well, recently, I think her name is Tamika Mallory. She was on some TV program. I think it was a BET show where I kind of feel like they are using black trauma and black pain for like a Hollywood agenda, because whether it's in the news, like you said, mass hysteria, and the news that causes riots, causes viewership to go up, because now a lot of people are tuned in. Everyone can't go to Michigan and look at it with their own eyes, or go wherever part of the planet it's on. They have to look at it through the TV or through social media, so it drives up the usage in Instagram. Because people want to I gotta check and see what's going on with the riots now. They have to go tune into the news to see what's going on with the riots. So I just feel like all of this stuff is used to drive the Hollywood agenda.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that about tuning in and being on your phone.
But social justice is a real thing. I don't want to diminish that.
Of course, because we know that there's bad people out there, no matter what color. Mm-hmm. It's bad people,
But who's to say? Never mind.
So the next question.
We're going to be open. So who's to say that the government isn't hiring people to
planning the
kill?
There's a word for it too.
Yeah.
There's a word for it, and it goes that could be related to what's another
antagonist
big topic is antagonist, but
they want to divide people who think freely and have their own brain,
right?
Where people who just go along with the program. You see it on Instagram when someone puts up a post and they're speaking knowledge, but the post gets deleted because a fact checker said this is hate speech, this is this is that. My question is, who is the fact checker? Is it an algorithm? Is it, artificial intelligence? We know it's artificial intelligence. We saw a documentary about it. Is it somebody actually sitting behind a computer at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, this post goes against our rules and regulations, take it down? Who's the fact checker?
Right. It's interesting point.
And if you say it's AI, now you have AI governing people's thoughts, people's speech.
Do you think we need one man to bring peace? And then the second question is, do you think the majority of people would be willing to accept one man to bring peace?
Well, that one man to bring peace will be God when he comes back.